This is Charanya. I'm here with some interesting stories. Let's begin. A question of maths. Srimukha was an intelligent but poor farmer. He had learned that the king will be passing by. He decided to give the king finest of his cocks. Perhaps it would earn him a small reward. So he gave the best cocks to the king. The king was pleased to have such a fine bird. He saw the intelligent look in Srimukha's face and asked him a question. In my family, me, my queen, my two daughters, and my two sons are there. You are a guest. Tell me, how will you share the cock? Srimukha thought for some while and replied, Your Majesty, it is very easy. You are the head of the family, so you will get the head. Your wife is the backbone of the family, so she will get the back. And your two daughters someday will go to another house, so they will get the wings. Your two sons will follow the path you show, so they'll get the legs. Now the king asked, Now what will you get? The Srimukha answered, I am your guest, so I will get the remaining. The king was very pleased and gave him one gold coin. Now Srimukha's neighbor Sripati was a foolish and jealous fellow. He thought for one cock he got one gold coin. For five cocks I will get five gold coins. He didn't realize that it was Srimukha's intelligence which earned him reward. So he went to the king with five fine cocks and gave it to the king. Now the king was pleased, but he decided to test him. He asked the same question. Now Sripati was dumbstruck. He began counting in his fingers but couldn't get the answer. So the king asked him to go and find Srimukha for the answer. Now Srimukha came and was thinking for some time and answered, Your Majesty, let us divide into groups. You and your queen are one group. Your two daughters are one group and your two sons are one group. Each group gets one and I am remaining. So I will get the remaining cocks, which is two cocks. And the king is happy with his answer and gave him five gold coins. The king explained to Sripati that it was Srimukha's intelligence that earned him the coins, not the cocks. I hope you liked my story. Thank you. Before starting the next story, I would like to ask you a riddle which is stronger and greater than Earth. Please write the answers in the comments box. Let's begin. The Clever Brothers. Once there lived three brothers. All of them were clever. They decided to make some fortune using their powers of reasoning and logic. One day they were going to a big city to find some work. On the way, they saw a muddy path. The muddy path had some footprints. They were carefully examining them. Suddenly, a merchant came and said, Did you see anything go by? Now the brothers again saw the footprints, and the first one replied, It is a camel. The second one replied, It was a one-eyed camel. The third one looked at a far distance and looked the footprints there and replied, It has a woman and a child on its back. Now the merchant was furious. He shouted in anger, You thieves! You have kidnapped my child and my wife. Come with me to the court. Now the brothers were shocked, but they silently came to the court. Now the kings heard their story and said, You appear to be clever. I will give you one more test. The test is that my servant will bring a box. The box will contain an object. You have to guess what is there in that box without opening. The brothers readily agreed. King whispered something in his servant's ears. Now the servant entered the court with a box closed. The first one replied, It's a round object. The second one replied, It's a pomegranate. The third one said, It's an unripe pomegranate. Then they opened the box. It was an unripe pomegranate. The king was amazed. He asked the reasons for their answers. The first brother said, I heard something rolling. Hence I said a round object. The second one said, I saw your servant coming from a pomegranate orchard. So I said, it's a pomegranate. The third one said, as it is not the season of pomegranates, I said It's an unripe pomegranate. The king was satisfied with his answers and he said, What about the camel? The first brother said, For the camel, I saw the footprints on the muddy road. It were the footprints of a camel. So I said, It's a camel. The second brother replied, It went only on one side of the road. So I thought it's a one-eyed camel. The third brother said, I went to a far distance and saw where the camel had took rest. It was a footprints of a woman and a child. So I said, There is a woman and a child. Brother merchant got furious with us and took us to the court. Now the king was happy with the reasons and said, You three brothers are indeed clever. I will make you the ministers of my court. Thank you. If you really like my videos, please like, share, and subscribe.